Peace, everybody, everybody, everybody. Hopefully, I've already done the each one teach one. Hit the like button, share this out on your other pages. We got to get those alerts out. We got to get those alerts out manually. You know, where's the YouTube headquarters? Send my alerts out. It could be a little bit of that. Could be a little bit of that New York hate. You know how that go. You know, we give you people knowledge of self. We give you people hip hop, and what do we get back? It's okay. It's okay. One of these days. So we got in here L7, SW, the Wordsmith, West Coast Wise, Guy C, Terrell Boylan, Sincere Born Asiatic, Dr. Vinci, Melissa Davis. So we got West Coast Wise said he was dealing with some science with some 5% today that makes this topic pertinent. What was that science? L7 says one can build their own prison house in the mind by not thinking outside the box, by not coming up with original ideas and concepts, by taking things on face value and not exercising one's critical thinking. Now, that's the first direction that I was going with this. You know, uh, today's civilization class, building your own prison house. You know what I'm saying? And that is one of the first things that dealing with today's live, not yesterday's live. You know what I'm saying? And some of the other lives. You know, uh, people have built their own prison house in the mind. You understand what I'm saying? Black Renaissance, welcome to the channel. Hit the like button, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of people have built their own prison house in the mind. You understand what I'm saying? Where and see, a lot of it comes from yourself. See, some of the things that you think, right, about other people and other situations, right, is really a bigger manifestation, right, of who you are than it is about that other person and that other situation. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? See, like you never gonna find a thief that trusts other people with their stuff. Don't happen because they know how they get there. So this is what they watching people for. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody who they into violence, they always going to see other people. They was trying to play me, son. They was something they was doing. Yeah, yo. See, a lot of times, and I'm not saying every time, but a lot of times, that's a bigger statement about who you are and what you about than it is, you know, about the situation what's going on. Like you ever had somebody, right, where you ever had somebody where you tell them something like, yo, I'm about to accomplish this thing right here, and they start talking negative. It ain't always that they trying to put you down all the time. You know what I'm saying? They're not always, uh, you know, saying that you can't accomplish things just because you can't accomplish them. Sometimes they speaking about themselves and what they know that they can't accomplish. You understand what I'm saying? And they project that out onto other people. You know what I'm saying? As well as just, one of the biggest prison houses that you build for yourself, right, is fear. That's one of the biggest prison houses you build for yourself. You know how many people been trapped by fear? No bars, no people brandishing weapons, just by fear. They locked into a situation or a life, you know what I'm saying, that they can't escape. You understand what I'm saying? And, you know, just some of this came to the surface, or some of this comes to the surface when we deal, when we on this channel, you know what I'm saying? And uh, we start dealing with some of these conspiracy theories. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, the mean stepmother, the big bad wolf, the boogeyman, etc., is out there. You see what I'm saying? And see, that could become a prison house. You see what I mean? When you thinking uh too much about what's gonna happen. You understand what I'm saying? Something pure light from Far Rock. You rest in Jersey now? But when you thinking too much about what the other person is gonna do, see, that's one of the basic elements of fear. Is when you start thinking about everything that everybody else is gonna do, you understand what I'm saying? And not thinking about what you're gonna do. And everything, you know what I'm saying? Like if you get in a fight with somebody and you thinking about how big this person is and what they're gonna do and all this shit, see you listen, it's not about what they're gonna do, it's about what I'm gonna do. And see, that's some of what I hear, you know what I'm saying? Well, I've been on vacation. I haven't been up to the school. I'm going in on Friday. Like I said, I'm gonna be sanitizing the school, getting everything, But for me, I wound it down, for the last week. I put in time. You know what I'm saying? I got, 3 days a week where, I'm doing different classes. I got the civilization classes, you know what I'm saying? And uh, I got the civilization classes. I got the youth boxing class. I got the garden. I got all these different things. So uh, nah, I didn't get a chance to check that. Wise, I gotta check it. But what was that about? The what you talking about was on Facebook. So this time right here, I went through. I'm doing the solstice myself. You know what I'm saying? In my own life, I'm practicing the solstice right now. You see, and then see, just like that's the day when it's the least amount of light. So now I'm coming back to bring the light back in the beginning of the year. You understand what I'm saying? Prison house in the 29th degree is what Yakub's wisdom, born in death, via the ways and acts of the 28th degree manifests. 11th and the 1 and 14 is knowledge applied, born's life, and kingdom built from wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but when we start dealing with these concepts, you know what I'm saying, where you get to the point, yeah, I be doing the garden at the school. Listen, man, I got the sweetest tomatoes in New York City, son. You ain't hear about the kid? Straight farmers, son. From from St. Mary's Projects to the farm. That's how I do, man. You know what I mean? My watermelons ain't come out this year, man. I was a little bit pissed at that, you know. But we're not really in the right climate. You know what I'm saying? I realize that too, that some things that I attempt to do, you know what I'm saying, is, things is fruits and vegetables is native to certain places. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, see, Queen Medina, no? Tell Queen Medina, cucumber tastes like watermelon. Like I had cucumbers, tomatoes, uh, cabbage, uh, you know, we had spinach, broccoli, all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still in the experimental stages. You know what I'm saying? Let me not blow it out of proportion. But I'm honing my skills. You know what I'm saying? I'm honing my skills. And um, you know, my plans is to have an indoor garden. You see what I'm saying? So then I'll be able to be more successful at the other things. Like yeah, I had squash. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the pumpkins. But something happened with the pumpkins. Like they got infected with some kind of I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Uh but I want to get like an indoor situation. You know what I'm saying? There actually was an earth that came out here from LA, and she had like these indoor aeroponic units. You know what I'm saying? Where you could grow. She had like different types of greens and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Spinach and lettuce and these type of things. And she said she grew them in like I think it was like a month, 2 months. You know, but yeah, we that's how we do. You know, my ultimate goal with that, you know what I'm saying, would be to have a whole building. You know what I'm saying? Like a whole, or whatever, some kind of indoor. Even if it was just an apartment. You know what I'm saying? Where everything I had in there, you know what I'm saying? Uh, the whole space would be dedicated, I'm saying, to growing crops. The water wall garden, I gotta see that one. I haven't even I don't think I've seen a water wall garden. Wait, Mecca, what are you talking about? But at any rate, um, getting back to these prison houses, man, that people build, for themselves. She had a wall garden made with water bottles. That sounds super creative right there. But you know, like I said, man, a lot of this fear and suspicion kind of stuff, man, this is from negativity, man. This is from negativity. And a lot of times it's your own negativity. It's your own negative thoughts. Where you think about all the hurdles, but you don't think about them in terms of, okay, let me devise a plan to get over all of them. You think about them in the terms of insurmountable obstacles. So now that becomes a prison house for you. You know what I'm saying? I can't. I can't is a prison house for you. You know what I'm saying? You say here, Luke Cage, they sell these joints called aero gardens that you can grow lettuce, herbs, cherry, tomato, and they're cheap. I think this could be what the earth had. That's what it like the way you describing it right here is pretty much, because she showed me some pictures, of how she grows stuff in like some of the crops. But I can't. That's a prison house that you built for yourself in your mind. You know what I'm saying? No doubt everybody hit the like button, share this on your other pages, because we got to do the alerts manually. You know what I'm saying? I guess the fortunate y'all the fortunate that got your alerts, I guess, but it don't work like that for me with YouTube. You see what I'm saying? But when we start thinking about all the things that's happened, like I said yesterday, look, I know it's like when I first heard about 120. Like I saw 120, I saw other people with it. I saw the Book of Life. I just didn't, they didn't give it to me until I was qualified to have it. But when I looked at it, you know what I'm saying, and I saw, and brother said, listen, man, you got to learn this. Uh, yeah, Luke Cage. That's how this joint was. It was like a little glass enclosure, and it had like little places where you would put the seeds, I guess, and then it had like some kind of, I think it was LED lights. You know what I'm saying? And it seemed like a pretty automatic system. You just keep the nutrients up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I want to move into that. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I mean, I'm going to move into it. I'm not going to build a prison house for myself the same way I'm telling y'all. Got some obstacles to get across, but I don't build a prison house for myself. And see, when you have this all powerful devil concept that the devil is doing all these things that's beyond our control, beyond our ability to even influence it. See, because listen, Yakub just built a prison house. You choose yourself to go in there. Yeah, we got lots of people that have chosen themselves to be in there, but we got lots of people that ain't never seen, they don't know what the inside of jail look like. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what the inside of a jail look like. Let me tell you, that's one of the funniest things that ever happened to me, man. I was walking down the street with his brother, and we passed the jail, right? And when we passed it, he said, "Oh snap, this what this look like from the outside." He didn't know what the jail looked like from the outside. He only knew what it looked like on the inside. But it was his brother who told me. He said, "Yo, he's locked up." So this older brother came and said, "Yo, why you always going to the box, man? You always, what's the deal?" And he was like, "Yeah, that's jail. You know what I mean? That's what you do. Things happen. Boom, boom. You gotta do this. Go to the box." He said, the dude said, "Listen, man, I've been in here like 23 years. I don't even know what the inside of the box look like." To see, that's what's telling you that. See, we started off with thought, but see, also your actions will build a prison house for you. See, some people, that's one of the issues, of course. I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying that it's not no other factors. But see, everything in life, you gotta look at the part you played in it. So right now, you got people who they got a a prison record. You know what I'm saying? An extensive prison record. You know what I'm saying? In all the times they went in there, they never really did nothing to improve themselves. When they came out, they didn't do nothing to improve themselves. So they out here, but they still in the prison house. They still can't really elevate in society. They can't get certain jobs. Why? Because they never did that. You never went and got some type of skill, some type of trade, some type of education or something like that. Now I don't know how true this is. This is something I've never seen the actual documentation of that. You know what I'm saying? I've never. Now working 9 to 5 is not a prison house. You know, that's just how to how to how they say, that's just the lesser of two evils. You understand what I'm saying? You know, we're we have these ideas, but it takes time for these ideas to manifest. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we might want to start a business for ourselves. We might want to leave all this alone and go start a farm where we just living with nature. You know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, if it come to being, working a 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying, or you know, uh, dealing with hunger, nakedness, and out of doors, you got to pick the 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Uh, uh, Chalk one up for the Knicks, all you haters. Chalk another one up for the Knicks on that championship run. Sorry, Cleveland, but we on the run right now. Uh, but I don't know how many people heard this. Like I said, I've never seen the documentation of it. This is something that I heard, but that they look at the test scores, right, from the second grade or the third grade or something like that. They look at the elementary school grades and test scores, and then you know that's how they decide how many prison houses they're going to build, how many new jails they're going to build. You understand what I'm saying? So this is through, the your own actions. The actions of your parents, how much they, focusing on education with you to put you in a position. You know what I'm saying? To be free. Having money is an amount of freedom that allows you to move through all levels of society. You know what I'm saying? If nothing else, then look, having money allows you to afford a lawyer where you can get off of a lot of stuff you do. You know what I'm saying? Right and exact. See, Luke Cage says sometimes you work at 95 as a step to better yourself. See what I'm saying? You might take the 9 to 5 and then save up your money. You understand what I'm saying? To open up a business. Buy a home, all these different things. You see what I mean? So with a lot of things, that's what it comes down to. Are you making money or is the money making you? You know what I'm saying? Are you working at the job or is the job working you? So, these is some of the things, man, that we see that in reality, you know what I'm saying, we'd say, yeah, Yakub ain't built that prison house for you. You built it for yourself. A lot of times, man, you see people look, they just change their mind. You ever knew somebody that was going to jail for mad long, and then one day they just was like, yeah, man, all that stuff I was doing was negative, and then they never went to jail again, never even got a parking ticket because they realized that they built that prison house for themselves with their mentality about how they was dealing with the world. You know what I'm saying? They was in a prison house of lack of creativity. You understand what I'm saying? And lack of knowledge and how to get out of their situation. Like, yeah, they might have been reacting to a tough situation, but you still was in the prison house in the mind of that situation of not being able to exercise your creative power to get yourself out. Hold on, let me catch up here though, because it was some interesting things. Yeah, did you see that, Teef? We on the roll right now. Look, right now, the haters is predicting we don't make the playoffs. Let's see what happens. You know, lot of teams look good on paper, but that's why we play the game. FDJB said had a bill with one of the brothers who was a couple years younger than me and finally got to some agreement and understanding today, working my way to getting to degrees with him. Yeah, some people it take a long time for them to come in. It took me, I was around the guys for a minute. I just saying, I wasn't really paying attention to what they were saying. Like I was around the guys from like Bill Equality. You know what I'm saying? That's when I started maintaining uh, you know, by the fall of Bill Equality, the it was like three of us that was maintaining all the time. I was the only 85. Let me catch this. All right. Pure Light commented on the Morocco Cipher Facebook page talking about the whole cipher got it wrong and how we need to call the school and get it right and exact. Basically talking about we don't make Supreme Mathematics and Supreme Alphabet. Someone on Facebook came at me like that one time, but honestly, I be thinking those dudes be police because they never build and they always arguing and debating. See, that's a prison house right there too. We are see being solution minded. See, if you problem minded, like if that's what registers in your mind, to talk about the problem, talk about the problem, talk about the problem. That's also building a prison house for yourself. Not realizing that supreme mathematics is the problem solver. This is how you get yourself out the prison house. This is how you get yourself off the island of Patmos. And by that, what I mean is, what I'm saying, uh you take yourself out of the that place in life where pins could be stuck in your head and you could be fed to the wild beasts because you're not dealing, you know what I'm saying, with the things that make you subject to that. See, like different brothers on here that said, like SW was saying that his parents, they always had him reading certain things, dealing with certain things. So see, they took him off the island, they kept him off the island of Patmos where pins could be stuck in his head, right? About what's going on in the world. Now, look, you got some people that your parents do everything they can to keep you off of there, and you go over there anyway. That happens. But like I said, you can only take a person up to 6. They got to get to 7 on their own. Even your own children. But see, all of that type of stuff, anything that you're dealing with, at the end of the day, anything you're dealing with that's holding you back, it's building your own prison house. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, there's lots of innocent people locked up. There's lots of people uh, that the punishment don't fit the crime, and they locked up. But there's also a large percentage of people who, how the old people used to say, you made your bed, now you gotta lay in it. See, a lot of these situations, so you only want to look at the positive when you say the maker and the owner. But you the maker and the owner of that prison house too. See, there's something that caused you to be 159,999. And by that, what I mean is that, it could be any given thing. Like it could be school. there's something about you that caused you to go there, pay attention, do what you're supposed to do, you know, and get whatever credentials you need to move through society freely. See, when you can afford, you could go on vacation, you could go to other places in the world and see other things. You know what I'm saying? You could go, some people you don't even go in that store right there because you can't afford what's in there. See, that's something that you built for yourself, right? Through not aggravating the way. I mean, don't get me wrong. We ain't talking about the Rolls Royce store. Yes, maybe that's not what you into. Maybe whatever you gives you fulfillment in life is not necessarily a $10 million a year job. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying everybody's a basketball player. You can do all that, but how many people, what I'm saying, know some immigrant people? Like I know Dominican ladies that they're maids. They don't make a lot of money, but they go to Dominican Republic all the time. I know Jamaicans that they're not necessarily rich, but they take trips back to Jamaica all the time because they're not on the island of Patmos in the form of being subject to you know pop culture where you got to buy all this stuff and spend all your money. See, that's when the job and the society is working you. That's when the money is making you. When they convince you that you need all of their BS, you understand what I'm saying? In order to be somebody, and you could allow yourself to be trapped in that, trapped in that mindset. It becomes a prison house for you. It is. So what ended up being the outcome of that cipher West Coast wise? Right, Queen Medina, stuck in six. Right. See, sincere born Asiatic makes a great point right here. You can't keep complaining with no action. Eventually, you had to start coming up with solutions and take steps to get out of that. You see what I'm saying? See, like I said the other day, we say that try is to fail, but look, at least try, son. Like some people ain't even try. Like you didn't even try. Like you got some people that look, they come out, you know what I'm saying? Say they was locked up. You know what I'm saying? They come out, while they was in there, they, tried to learn some stuff. They tried to better themselves, read some books, get in some programs, maybe even went to college in there, whatever the case may be. Then when they came out, you know, they applied for jobs, you know, they tried to do this, odds and ends, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, then they was like, yo, man, it ain't working out. And they went back to their old life. Okay, but at least you tried, son. Like it's some things where it's like people just like, yeah, that's the situation. Yeah, but what did you even try to do to mitigate it? See, that's when it's all your fault, son. That's when it's all your fault. You could blame the other person, but see, if you didn't even try it, that's all your fault. But yeah, West Coast wise, how did that situation come out? Right, SW. Why complain about shit you can change? You know what I'm saying? You're right, L7. Don't try, strive. You can use whatever words you want. But I'm saying that, listen, and that's with anything in life. If somebody go and give it, what they call, we used to be called the old college try. And, just in the battle, you know what I'm saying? You only got build or destroy. You only got win and lose. It ain't really no ties in life, son. There's no ties in life. Like, you and the devil is never going to tie. So listen, it's 50-50. You know, you give it the college try and you come up a little bit short, you know, listen, now what you got to do is learn. Now what you got to do is learn. A lot of success, you know what I'm saying, is the product of years, months, and days of trying and failing. Now, I know that the terminology that I'm using may sound a little bit strange to a 5%, but I'm just saying, try to get the understanding of what I'm saying. Is that you got a lot of people that try things, you know, over and over. You tried it this way, you tried it that way, you tried it this way, you tried it that way. And then eventually, through all of those different times that you went about doing it, you know what I'm saying? And you learn the lessons. You know, sometimes you might don't even get a chance to capitalize. But then you could tell the next generation, the people who's behind you, you can you can you know, show them how to avoid the mistakes that you made. See, that's why positive elevation always correct errors. So that situation, West Coast, why I said it, so it ended up being arguments, people talking about what's right and exact. I invited the brother to come on here to build, but it just kept saying call the law school in Mecca. I mean, we gonna call the law school in Mecca for? Like, what's supposed to happen with that? That's West Coast Wild said that strive is a fancier word for try when I kept saying that. Exactly. You see, because you did have people like that, where people say, yo, they not righteous, they striving to be righteous. Listen, you either righteous or you're not, Holmes. Or they're striving to be like when you gonna finish striving? When you gonna get there? You understand what I'm saying? You know, as a striver, you still have an ultimate goal. There's still some victory there that you gotta achieve. So yeah, that's it says here, did a mortgage for a cat from Bangladesh. Asked him how much he spends on clothes for his family of 4 to 5. He said $40 annually. Said he really he said really less because he gets them over there. But so I was shocked. So yeah, see, you know, he's making the money. The money's not making him. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you said he's from Bangladesh. So, you know, he's probably not assimilated, you know what I'm saying, into the pop culture. You know what I'm saying? He's assimilated himself into the economic science, but he hasn't assimilated into the pop culture, right? Where the money makes him. All right, we got love in the building. Queen Medina said, "I tell all them weirdos to come on here." Nah, people don't. People don't come around me. Uh, that's actually something somebody else told me. And he's like, "Yo, man, every day I'm walking around and people ask me these questions about you, and I say, yo, why don't you go check the guy? The guy's there at the school. He's on YouTube, whatever." And he said they'd be like, nah, 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 you can't. So I really don't know what it is. I have no idea what that's about. But He said, ask brothers who would answer the phone whether we mix supreme math and alphabet. Well, what was the root of the conversation? Like, how did the like when he said don't mix mathematics and alphabet, what was he talking about? Sincere Akil, he asked for the regional rep for Region 9. Listen, because I'm gonna tell you something now about me, and this is just me personally. We a nation, so a lot of decisions get made. They don't necessarily. Everybody's not running everything past or through me. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't with the region stuff. As far as I'm still concerned, Grafton Star was separate. The brother's name is electromagnetic. You know, sometimes, I just think, you know, everybody didn't understand. But yeah, I would like to see how he manifests that one. Electromagnetic. That's a good one. So that was the root. He so he where did he how did like that has something to do with mixing mathematics and alphabet, I'm saying? To strive is an appropriate term. What we striving for is success. If we successful outright, there would be no use for the word. Yeah, but see, the problem is that you got people that were striving the whole time. They see like you give a good example. See, a law will manifest. He's striving to learn 120. You understand what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, you got to look at what he means by striving. But yeah, wise. What was the where? How did what did like a? I don't understand what was the catalyst for uh him speaking about mixing math and alphabet. Yeah, that's true, quickly. Then, like if you shine the light, you know what I'm saying. The further you get away from the light, that the only light that could travel all over it and never get dimmer is the truth. See, this truth that we dealing with, it hasn't gotten dimmer. It's gotten more bright. But how did this topic come up though? Hold on, let me see. Can I get on Facebook on here? I don't know if I got. Uh, let me see. All right, yeah, I got a little. Let's see what happens. But I can't tell you that much though. I do know that this is the pure light that I know. The stuff that you described, the stuff that you describing is that's him. Hold on, let me see. Is it in my when did you send it? I don't see it in the notifications. Yeah, no, I don't see it in the notification. Oh, oh, wait, hold on. Is that was the one I was on? Yes, yes, yeah. I guess you gotta send a screenshot to my Facebook and I'll check it out. But nah, I didn't. Yeah, I don't pay much. I don't pay attention at all to Facebook. I told you that Facebook is. Yeah, that's the one. SW. If you said you talking about elevation, yeah, that's that. That's that pure light. See, I know pure light for decades. Listen, man. We got brothers that I stay away from them. They my brothers, man. But yeah, we do got some brothers. Man. It's like, oh man, let's not go down that rabbit hole. Some of y'all was on here. But anyway, all right, hold on. Let me see if I. Where'd you send it? Cause I don't think I got. I don't got messenger. All right, I see it. Oh yeah, that's definitely him. He said the guy stole my line. You teach how you teach, and I teach how I teach. Uh, well, this is a little bit too. This it's a little bit. I can see I can see both sides right there. You know what I'm saying? Because see, like I said, uh, you know, a culture is a certain set of things. It's not. It's you could have the best of whatever it is. Like I said, look, if I go to a Chinese restaurant, right? When you go to a Chinese restaurant, don't expect to get cheese. Asian people don't eat cheese. Like I think it comes down to they didn't domesticate cows. You understand what I'm saying? So if you go to, you know, a Chinese restaurant to get, chicken and broccoli, that's when I go by the halal Chinese, I get chicken and broccoli. And you give me what they call that uh, chicken française, right? That's an Italian dish. Now the chicken française could be the best chicken française I ever had, but the fact is, I came here for chicken and broccoli. That's a different culture. That's a different people. So what I'm saying is, everybody can't just be teaching willy nilly. You know what I'm saying? You know, because once we start doing that, you know, we're gonna start having, uh, we're gonna have sex, SECTS. We're gonna have different people over here saying this is what they teach. Like, look, this. When we deal with things like that, right? And we can't come to one solution of a clear mental picture. This is why you got Sunnis and Shiitas. And then the next thing, we fight to the death. Now, necessarily, me, I wouldn't have said nothing about calling school. I wouldn't have said nothing about uh, 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 who's the region rep, but I would have explained what we went through yesterday, and that is that you cannot make Supreme Alphabet into just numerology. If all you doing is taking English words, right? All you doing is taking English words, right, and transferring them into numbers, then you just doing numerology. You're not using supreme mathematics. See, but and look, it's just like I said, earlier, just a minute ago, right? That look, when everything happened with the regions, you don't see me going around arguing with people. The other AC, Apex Cipher, what's going on? But you don't see me arguing with people about that. See, there's things that listen. When I first came into the knowledge, when people said, "Look, we're not pro-black or anti-white," at first I didn't understand that. Some things you actually got to take the time to go through the science. What's wrong with numerology is how are they coming to the conclusions? Like how you come to the conclusion, like for instance, right here, right? This is talking about uh, what magnetic bonds. Where is it at? Magnetic bonds understand, right? Okay, how does understanding come from magnetic? Like, you gotta realize that born means something. Don't just skip over that. Like, what is the science? Let's deal with the science and history of numerology. What is the science and history of numerology? Let me ask everybody a question here. Do you know what uh when you deal with the science of arithmetic, do you know what is the root and I'm glad you asked this question, Wordsmith, because this is a good one for you. What is the foundation, right? Or what is the beginning of what rational and irrational numbers mean? I'll wait for you to hit Google, right? And I'm gonna tell you, look, start with Pythagoras and look up what he meant by rational numbers. And if you study through that history enough, you see that he was wrong. But go ahead, look it up. See, that's why we don't get caught up with numerology. See, because listen, man. See, once you start getting caught up in numerology, you start getting caught up in predetermined these predetermined things. That's not necessarily the case. Smell good. You right there when you deal with ratio, but there's something about the ratios in particular, right? That Pythagoras had an idea that turned out to be wrong. We'll let people go through that for a minute, but that's why we don't deal. You know what I'm saying? With you said, well, he spelled it with a K. He spelled magnetic with a K, so it born understanding. Now you're spelling magnetic with a C, and it borns born, or it borns born. You see what? You see how you can't get caught up in this stuff, son? You see how you can't get caught up? What I'm telling you is that that is not a universal science. Like, in terms of exercising your mathematics, you want to do different things and test this out and see what it is and test that out and see what that is, right? But you can't live that out, son. I guess at the end of the day, son, when I say knowledge and wisdom born understanding, I've lived that out 5 times. So I know what I'm talking about. Bingo, Queen Medina. See, Queen Medina is on the job. See, a rational number is a number that can be expressed as a ratio of two integers. A number that cannot be expressed that way is irrational. That's where the terms rational and irrational come from. When a person is irrational, he's not making sense. See, Pythagoras thought he had a way that the whole world could make sense with his ratios with integers. And this is why you don't play with numbers, son. See, a lot of these things, man. Listen, man, you got to take it back, man. Look, see, we bring, you know, Encyclopedia Brown. He got some touch. He in school, so we gonna wait to get him in on those topics that we was talking about. But these is all the sciences, man. Remember, you can't just use numbers, son. There's rules to using numbers. See, it's just like, look, in the theoretical world, right? With just arithmetic, they could design uh they could design mathematical uh calculations for worlds that got one dimension, a million dimensions, 500 dimensions, etc., etc. But how you gonna apply them out here in the real world that we live in? How you gonna apply them out here in the real world we live in? See, we could do all kinds of things. See, like I said, when we done with 120, we could say, okay, well, what if the devil just that we could go through all these theoretical things, but when the rubber hits the road and we got to live them out, then you will see if you could make those words flesh. You will see if you could what you're talking about can actually be done. See, when you say magnetic lead to understanding, yeah, what about gangs? Gangs got magnetic. If they didn't, they wouldn't have so much people in them. That leads to understanding. Somebody tell me that gangs lead to understanding because they got magnetic. Explain that to me right now. Somebody, anybody who bears witness that magnetic borns understanding, explain to me how gangs lead to understanding. No, no, no. What I'm telling you is that there's rules to using supreme mathematics, just like there's rules in arithmetic. There's a way in particular that you use it. You can't just, willy nilly pick numbers out the sky. The 15th degree and the 1 and 20. Right. Now, smell good? You brought some up right there. Those are some of the rules of supreme mathematics. The theorems and the postulates. Exactly. Does everyone remember the theorems and the postulates in geometry? See, because here's the thing about geometry, and this is why geometry is seen, right. This is why geometry is seen as so great, and you see geometry even with the Masonic things and all of that because geometry is in the real world. See, the house you in right now is geometry. See, engineering, when you deal with engineering, like building, civil engineering is geometry on steroids about how strong different uh structures are because of their shape. So see, like for instance, somebody was talking about how domed structures, right, is extremely strong, or how you see the arches. You understand what I'm saying? That's geometry, saying. That's where we see if your mathematics, right, is really applicable or if it's just numerology, if it's just, simple arithmetic. See, calculus, this is where you get to see the more you come in, right? The more things like trigonometry is algebra mixed with geometry. And then the calculus is high level trigonometry. See, right? As W said, he went to a technical high school. Geometry was limited to science based and architecture. You understand what I'm saying? You said, save the U as a structural engineer, peace to the God. You understand what I mean? Like I said, we got 5% in all types of fields that people wouldn't suspect. But this is exactly what I'm saying right here. Is that once you get into geometry, now show me in geometry what all that stuff you saying. Show me geometrically, draw the shape. See, that's what you do when you start off with algebra, right? Then you learn how to put those formulas on a graph. See, that's the beginning of you turning the simple mathematics that you dealt with, right? Now you get it a little more complex where you can figure things out in algebra. This is how we figure out the parts that we don't know. 2x equals 4. What is x? This is how you figure out what you need to do in order to make things complete. Then you learn how to put those formulas on a graph. And you start seeing how different formulas, right, equal to certain shapes. When you start dealing with the parabolas, you start dealing with the circles and the spheres and all of these things. This is what supreme mathematics is really about. See, that's solving problems. That's building. It's about the actual practical application of these things. We can sit around with your theories, magnetic bonds, this, magnetic bonds, that. Okay, how? Show me that on a piece of paper. See, that's what it really get down to. Show me on a piece of paper, write it down. All right, God be drawing up blueprints. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like these mathematics, what you're saying, this got to be a blueprint. This is a blueprint. Like we say mathematics, that's one thing we used to say. Mathematics, we still say. But I'm saying that, some things because the cipher is not, as prevalent as they used to be, you don't hear certain things. But we just say that supreme mathematics is the blueprint to the universe. So just like we said yesterday, okay, tell me how you going to teach the 85% that. How you going to teach the 85% that magnetic bond understanding? I'll wait. See, I could teach the 85% that knowledge and wisdom born understanding. They see that all over the place. But show me how you're going to teach them that magnetic born understanding. So wait, is magnetic equal to knowledge and wisdom? Because how they both born understanding? See, because that's mathematics. Remember, with mathematics, you're supposed to be able to go back through this problem and take these elements. You understand what I'm saying? Like if we say 10 minus 2 is 8, right? Then we're supposed to be able to add 8 and 2 and get back to 10 and complete that cipher. And that's how you show and prove that you're right. like I said, this, I'm not telling people not to do it. Look, whatever you do, just understand what you're doing, son. Understand what you're building, because it will destroy you like Frankenstein. I don't care what it is. Like, I know brothers, look, they got babies of white women. Okay, that's what you want to do, but understand what you built, son. Whatever it is. You want to go join a gang? Join a gang, but understand what you're building. So when you deal with that science, man, don't forget, man, that it's not just theoretical. It's not just theoretical. See what I'm saying? And you deal with the science of uh well, I'll leave that out for right. So you come up with all this theoretical stuff and you make it hard on yourself. See, I keep mathematics simple, so it ain't hard to live it out. So you get a person and your plan is like dumb complicated. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a plan where it's like, yo, you gotta have a meeting with Obama, and then Obama is supposed to introduce you to Warren Buffett, and then you gotta explain all this stuff to dude, your plan ain't gonna work. Your plan is too complicated. Your plan is too complex. You got too many working parts. How you gonna get in touch with Obama? Dartmouth says supreme mathematics is high elevated science. See, supreme mathematics, right, is supreme because it has meaning. When you take the meaning out, then you're just dealing with arithmetic. But the rules of how it's used is the same. See, that's where people go off the deep end. When you start thinking that, this is some other things. Like I said, listen, we're gods because we have the power to go according to all the rules in the universe. See, in the religious realm, right? God is God because he can break all the rules of the universe. If somebody dies, he can raise the dead. He can make it rain for 40 days and 40 nights. Flood the entire planet. Ordain an individual to split the ocean. Ordain an individual to put lions and tigers and rabbits and zebras on the same boat and nothing happened. This is not our world. Our world is where we can go according to mathematics. We can keep the knowledge before the wisdom and make it go all the way to born, alive. And see, these are things that happen, man, when we start getting too complex, we start getting too complicated. Or when we start getting too big. See, because no matter what you say about it, see, let me tell you something. Once you get to the point where you like, look, I don't care what nobody in the nation say. Once you say that, you know who you became? Anyone. Take a wild guess for me. Do you know who you became once you say, I don't care what the rules is. I don't care what you say. I'm doing what I'm doing. You know who you became. Got God light, fly phrase from the Providence plantation. Okay, now see if magnetic deals with being a mason, then he will understand what I start telling him about geometry. See, that's why geometry is sacred, because it's real. That's why they tell you that the G stands for God in geometry. See, all those levels is really what we dealing with, man. Don't get, see this, like I said yesterday. That's what people get caught up. Maybe like, well, 5% is only know this. No, we got the root of the truth, but it's still manifested through all these rules in the universe. Shakim. I mean, these things that y'all putting in is right. These things y'all, what's going on? Rakim, right? Oh, see up here, y'all got it. You became Yakub. You the big head scientist. Nobody can't tell you nothing. When nobody can't tell you, when nobody can't tell you, yo, look, man, Yakub, what's this shit you talking about? You about to make some people that's going to rule over us? What's wrong with you, Yakub? What's the science you dealing with? What are you talking about? This piece of steel with the back? That's not our science, Yakub. We deal with like attract and unlike repel. What's this stuff you talking? But guess what? Yakub said the same thing. I'm teaching what I'm teaching. You teach what you teach. Now I'm not saying you got to be a follower, but when the forum is not open to build, when your mind becomes closed to the reality that your brother or sister could be right. Look at it like that. Don't look at it as you're wrong. Look at it as your brother or sister could be right. Once your mind becomes closed to that, just go ahead to the mosque or to the temple. Go ahead. Wherever it is you want to go after that, go on ahead. Calm as normal. So why do we have numbers next to the letter in supreme alphabet if they aren't meant to be added and born? Well, because of order. But see, in order to establish order, you need laws. So what are the laws that apply to that order? And see, in particular, if you notice, I've never used the term don't mix mathematics and alphabet. Because to me, because of what you just said right there, it's already mixed. But it's about the way we use it. It's about the way we use it, man. See, first of all, you gotta remember, man, there's always the limitation in that you're using the English language, and you can't tell me, yo, well, English is a bastard language and we lost our language, and then you're going to use the language to tell me some universal science? That's what you're telling me? And you explain to me all this stuff about the bastardization of the English language, but then you're going to tell me that you're going to get the universal truth by borning out. You're going to get to the universal truth by borning out the English language. Yeah, you're right about that, smell goods. They even the numbers on the ruler. You can have a ruler, but you got to know how to use it. Remember using the first grade, they showed us how to use a ruler. See, like right now, you know what I'm saying? There's some things, right? Like you can't really use a ruler to measure the circumference of a circle. So how do you use a ruler? How do you use a ruler to get the circumference of the circle? Anyone. You can't say or express knowledge without letters. Yes, you can. Where you get that from? Precisely, wise. See, that's how you use the ruler to measure halftime came into. That's how you use a ruler to measure the circumference of the circle is you measure the diameter. And then because of the geometry, see, because of the geometry, does anybody know what pi is? Does anybody know what pi is? Yeah, it's 3.141598. But do you know why it's 3.141598? Diameter equals 2. Y'all all got the number right. But here's the thing. Here's a question. Is the number calculated or is it empirical? Yeah, halftime. What's the formula? How they came up with that number? No, 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 no. See, you can demonstrate it. See, that's the thing about geometry is that we can see the knowledge, right? Manifest it in that form without no numbers and no letters. Calm Islami said it was measured as a constant. District 120, technically, y'all right. District 120 SW said it's a ratio, but how did they come up with the ratio? And how do they measure the constant? See, now we getting into a little look. See, it might seem theoretical what I'm saying, but this is why it's not theoretical. Exactly, SW, because this is how you're going to show and prove your second and third degree in the 140. Right. It's this. Here's the thing. Let me because it's yeah, y'all got it. But here's the deal. If you take any circle, no matter what the size of the circle is, no matter what the circumference of the circle is, right? And you take the diameter, right? think we might have to tone this down. So, what about that RC Cola? Does 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 anyone, you know, does anyone remember RC Cola? You know, maybe we need to speak a little bit about Kim Kardashian and Kanye. We got to throw them off. we, we might have to throw them off. Let's should we take a break? West Coast Wives, we on the run. I told you we just won. We just had to put it on Cleveland, man. That's how we do, son. You know, uh, I don't I don't I try searching for something that doesn't exist. See, one thing about you people, man. One thing about you people, see the Knicks. We give y'all a chance. We give y'all a chance. We took a break. Not just in basketball. We gave y'all a chance to win a couple football. We let football, a couple little Midwest teams and flyover states. We let y'all get a couple chips in there. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Yankees decided to let y'all live a little bit. And this is how y'all talk, man. this is how y'all talk, man. Yo, son, 793rd, will you tell him again? Has Kyrie played? I don't even recall Kyrie playing maybe 2 complete seasons. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you people, man. You New York sports haters. I understand. I understand. It's like we always win it. But y'all didn't even notice that we gave y'all a chance to live, son. We gave y'all a chance to live. And this is how you repay us, man. I told y'all, man. You know, hip hop, knowledge of self, and this is how you people this is how you people show your appreciation. It's okay. But listen, when it's over, when we come back for our chips, when we bring all the chips back home, don't be upset. Look, I'm not going to rub it in. I'm not going to rub it in. I'm 'cause that's how we do. You people, man. Besides the Yankees, we talking about. You remember those two times when Eli took out the goat? Are we forgetting about that? Are we forgetting about the two times that Eli took out the goat? See, y'all make stuff up, man. It's all of a sudden everything changes. Everything changes. Everything changes, man. Everything changes, man. All of it. How quickly they forget. It's okay though. It's okay. And yeah, Kendall roll, and that's how we do. But we'll be back to put our numbers up. You know, and you know what's weird too? I'm gonna tell you how you can tell because a lot of the people that be talking, they don't even got a team. You got people they don't even got a team. Now the Bills, that's Buffalo. We talking about New York because not for nothing, we had to beat the Bills one time. They got a little too big. They got a little too big for their britches. The Bills got a little too big for their britches. We had to take them out one time. I think that was like 19. I think that was like 1990, man. You know they. That's just how the cookie crumbles. I don't know. Y'all think it's safe yet? Y'all think it's safe? Y'all think it's safe to go back to the it looks like they letting us live. Did did you think it's safe to go back to the topic? I don't know. Yeah, the Sonics look. The Sonics realized look the Sonics went to OKC so they could be closer to New York. The great one, piece of the God. Everybody do the each one teach one and hit the like button. Share this on your other pages. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to do our alerts. We got to do our alerts manually over here. You understand what I'm saying? We got to do the alerts manually over here. So, are we ready to go back? Can we get back to the topic now? Or y'all think the YouTube police is still watching us? You think it's time? Okay, so let's deal with uh the ratio, right, of the diameter to the circumference, right? Saying Madison Square Garden is like the Kaaba of sports. What are you talking about, man? Madison Square, the Mecca. Madison Square Garden is the Kaaba. All of sports rotates around MSG. Let's keep that. Let's keep that established. Uh, See, the radius, right? If you, I mean, the diameter. If you have a circle, no matter what size the circle is, right? And you take the diameter of that circle. Let's say you take a string that's the same length as the diameter of the circle, right? You're going to need 3.141598 of those strings to go around the whole circle. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? That if you take the diameter, like for instance, you can see that the diameter of any circle is much smaller, right, than the circumference. So you need three of those strings, right? And then 1.141598 of a fourth string in order to cover that entire in order to cover the entire circumference. Yeah, you gotta know the math. You gotta know mathematics. In order to look, you gotta know mathematics. You gotta know science. In order, because you gotta remember, those is the manifestations of supreme mathematics. Supreme mathematics is manifested through all of the laws and rules of the universe. And this is why we use supreme mathematics to break it down. This is why when you look at physics, when you look at chemistry, when you look at geometry, when you look at biology, all of these things come down to mathematical formulas. In order for you to classify these things, how many genes you got, how many chromosomes, all of these different things is mathematics. But you can't just use them any old way. You still got to go according to the laws that establish the order that we exist in. Now, you can freestyle. You can freestyle, but understand that you freestyle. Understand that the things that we talking about right now is how the law world manifests. That these is the things in order for us to, you know, build a society. In order for us to go from one having knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, refinement, and now being a savage in pursuit of happiness, to a society of men, women, and children. See, this is how we take the mathematics and we take our understanding of the mathematics, right, and manifest 12 jewels into our life. And what I'm saying is, I'm not just talking about going to the store. Like, see, earlier when we was talking about, uh, working a 9 to 5 and all that. See, that's different. Where you just go to your job and then you go to the store. You know what I'm saying? And you just buy stuff, but you don't actually get into the science. You see what I'm saying? Like, for instance, like when I was talking about earlier about how I do the farming. See, just going to the store and buying fruit didn't give me no knowledge on the science of how to bring that about. See, when you just go to the store, you just work, you got the money, but see, when you got to deal with the science, you got to deal with the nutrients that's in the ground. You got to deal, and all those things is those is atoms. All those nutrients is made of atoms, carbon, nitrogen, all this different stuff, man. What's the right season to put the seeds in there? That's a science. Knowing how to apply that. How long it takes for certain crops to, you know, for the start bearing fruit. All of that science and mathematics. It's the same knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture refinement, uh, culture refinement. See, I'm so used to, culture, freedom, power, refinement, equality, God, ability, destroy, born, cipher. It's the same thing, but it's applied. You know what I mean? Through whatever science is needed to build that thing, to build whatever it is you're building. Whether you're building a house, whether you're growing crops, whether you sewing clothes. How many people ever seen a woman sewing clothes? What she got a whole bunch of tape measures, because that's how supreme mathematics is applied to that cipher. So this is why, you got to be careful the way you, and see. And I'm gonna tell you something too, what y'all do when y'all do that. Y'all confuse people. You know how you confuse people? Because people that's on the outside can't make no sense of it. It seemed like, yo, just with anything anybody says about mathematics, if it's right, then how do I get to understand it? If I'm new to it. Well, he said mathematics is that, and then he said mathematics is that, and I can't see the correlation. So the people that's just coming into it, no, they can't understand. See, when you say, look, I teach what I teach you, God, you can't tell God this. Listen, man, like I told y'all yesterday. See, that brother, whoever he is, he's reached the cutoff age. You ain't no more good for this. Once you at the point where you talking about God can't tell God nothing, it's time for you to go your way. It's time for you to go somewhere else, right? And found your own law. So it's kind of on just get back to the root of dealing with that conversation. I see kind of on both sides where uh how I could go a little bit left and end up being this type of situation. You know what I'm saying? When you got somebody, look, if you tell me the truth, you can tell me the truth. What I got to call school for? Like, I ain't gonna front. I ain't never like that. Don't send me no place. If you can't tell me right here, then just go ahead and shut up. But at the same token, once your mind gets closed, no matter how well you think you know anything, when your mind is not open to the fact that, it could be more of it to learn. Not that you're gonna say you're wrong, but it's just time has passed. We've made advancements. You understand what I'm saying? See, remember, man, as a nation, see, each of us, we growing, right? As a person, right? You got a certain physical degree, you growing. things that you might did 20 years ago, you didn't grown, you got more knowledge than that now. Not that what you did then was wrong. It was right for that time. It was right for the knowledge that you had then. You know what I'm saying? You can't activate on what you didn't know. But we growing at that. We all got a physical degree that we look at that, right, as okay, this is the amount of growth you should have. So if you see somebody, 50 years old doing certain things, you're like, man, what's wrong with this person, man? Their growth and development is retarded. It's not retarded saying the mental disability, but saying it's slow. Same thing mentally. You know what I'm saying? As we growing in this mindset, as we growing in our knowledge and things we know, you know what I'm saying? You had the knowledge 15 years and you still don't know 120. See, we look at that because we expect a certain amount of growth and development, or we expect to see certain amount of growth and development, you know what I'm saying, over time. But see, you also got to remember that as a nation, God, as a nation, see, you can't, things that brothers did, right, when the nation was 5 years old, when the nation was 6 or 7 years old, when the nation was 20 years old. God, we don't do that no more. See, once upon a time, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't that, you know, that was never Allah's teachings. But I'm saying that, once Allah, you know, once he came off of this plane right here, right, there came a time when, a lot of things that brothers was doing, you know what I'm saying, we shouldn't have been doing. But that was when the nation was still in the infant stages. So now after 56 years, you know what I'm saying, we've learned. So yeah, when the nation was 5 years old, 10 years old, 20 years old, whatever, you had brothers born in all the stuff. There's lots of things, now we going into topics, that is not really for YouTube. But there's plenty of things, you know what I'm saying, that we've grown out of that, guy. Plenty of things we've grown out of. I know all that stuff, man. Knowledge born equality, wisdom born wisdom, understanding born equality, culture born knowledge. God, I know that stuff too, man. But I'm telling you, man, that's something that you got to realize is limited and move on. See, a lot of stuff I'm telling you, listen, man. I know from firsthand experience, man. I'm not just telling you, I'm not just theoretically telling you. Hey, Scrams, I started that. I mean, I didn't really start it, but I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like Scrams, that came through me. You wouldn't have known it if it wasn't for me playing my part in talking like that. Y equals self, all this stuff, man. Just like right now, you don't really hear me say word is bond too much. One time we should say that we should say word is bond. We should say word is bond like swear to God. Yo, God, this right here going on over there. Word is bond? Word is bond, God. I ain't got to tell you, didn't I just tell you what the fuck I said? I've been through all them stages, man. That's how I got to where I'm at right now. From years and years and years of fucking up. Let's keep it 100. From decades of fucking up. You know something? You're right. I gotta take my part of the blame. I gotta take my part of the blame for certain things. You know what I'm saying? That I provided a bad example. For those that came after me. Yeah, I gotta take my part of the blame. But see, what I'm doing now, this is how the 5%. I don't wait till I get to the pearly gates. I don't go to the preacher and say no Hail Marys. I go out there and let positive elevation correct errors. You understand what I'm saying? I teach what is the reality of that situation. You know what I'm saying? What is the outcome that's going to come? You know what I'm saying? If you don't see the error in my ways, that you need to see the error in my ways so you can come out better, man. So we can elevate as a nation. But we go down the list, man. I'm telling you, I had we had it on cap, son. You wouldn't believe it. All the stuff y'all talking about, saying Nas, Mercury, all that. Let's say all that. But over time, I realized that okay, this is not really science. But look, we have to experiment with high explosives. We have to experiment with high explosives. We coming out the world, like Sincere is saying right here, we coming out the world of being blind, deaf, and dumb, son. Now see, dumb means you can't speak. But see, some of us is not just dumb. We were stupid. See, there's a difference, between what they say in dumb in the lessons and being stupid. Yeah, it was, but at the time, we wasn't listening. You understand what I'm saying? But look, even firstborn Prince, he had his journey where he had to learn things too. Nah, stupid meaning you should just know way better than that, son. You should know way better than that. Like just this thing what you're doing, this idea that you have that you think could be successful, yeah, you stupid for thinking that. You stupid. Like if you think you're gonna hang out in the hallways, right? In school, you're gonna hang out in the hallways, you're gonna hang out in the cafeteria, and then you think you're gonna graduate. Okay, that's stupid. That's not that doesn't mean you can't speak. It means you're stupid. So a lot of these things, and some things, like I said, all you can do is take the man up to sick. I could deal in equality with you, you know what I'm saying, and try to make the path a little straighter for you. I could put a sign there, you know what I'm saying? Like see, when you doing something and you don't have guidance and you come to these forks in the road, there's no sign there. But see, now that I've been down that path, I leave a sign there for you. This way, heaven, that way, hell. No, hell no, Allah will manifest ain't make up Mercury, Mercury. We've been saying that, son. That's old school. That's what I'm saying. See, that's another thing. Y'all be thinking y'all fly like y'all just made the stuff up, man. Nah. I mean, I'm pretty sure Mercury, Mercury was around before I came into knowledge. But that's what I could do. I could leave a sign there at the fork in the road, but you gotta walk it. You gotta walk it, and then you might just say, "Yo, man, I don't think God know what he talking about. I'm gonna go ahead and walk this road that he said is the road to hell. I'm gonna go ahead and walk it." Listen, justice is a penalty or reward for one's deeds and actions. Meaning you got to deal with whatever the reward or the penalty that comes from that. I left the sign there for you. I did my duty. Mercury, Mercury don't flow off the tongue like knowledge. See, you gotta remember. I mean, for me, it does. Because like I said, I used to say it, it's regular. But see, one of the things about that, right, is this is what I'm saying. See, another thing you gotta realize, there's things that came from children sometimes that you trying to do, you trying to show and prove it to me, and you 50. See, one of the reasons we was doing that, or on the street at least, you know what I'm saying? A lot of things came from brothers being in situations where they might be in the penitentiary, and so they don't want everybody to know what they're talking about. So they say Nas, Nas, Mercury, Mercury, these types of things. You know what I'm saying? Now look, we children, guys. You know what I'm saying? We children. We 15, 16. So one thing children do, they compete. They roughhouse, King of the Mountain, all these different games that we play, right? The object is to win. So see, being able to say Mercury, Mercury, right? That meant you knew 120. See, saying knowledge, knowledge, that's only the mathematics. But see, this is a fly away. Like, only certain guys could really say Mercury, Mercury, because then what if somebody asks you, well, what's the meaning of that? Now you got to be able to tell them, okay, yeah, Mercury is first planet, you know what I'm saying? 36 million miles away from the sun, all of that. And see, you picking it up now as a grown person, saying we was kids trying to show off, saying we was kids trying to show off. Uh, you know something? Actually, you're right about that. Uh, Wordsmith, yeah, knowledge. But see, the 12 jewels wasn't really. We didn't. At least in the brothers I came around, we didn't go through the 12 jewels like in the cipher. Like, we went through the mathematics, and we went through the alphabet, then we went to the 1 to 10. You know what I'm saying? We might use uh the 12 jewels in different situations. We might build on it, but um that wasn't in the syllabus. You know what I'm saying? What's it say right here? Wisdom born God, knowledge, knowledge. So that's where a lot of this stuff, you gotta realize that, people is picking up on things that children did, you know, at one time, that listen, that was the high science, man. You know, Knowledge born equality and understanding born equality, because knowledge understands one saying that, yeah, God, we used to do it, God. We used to go in, God. We used to go in with the bullshit. We used to go in with the bullshit, son. I still recall all of it, man. I'm just telling you, man, you ain't getting nowhere with that. What you said? You add the two Mercuries and this God wisdom, add six ciphers, and I see it like this. Uh, I never particularly heard that one, but yeah, that would have held weight. In 80s, the late 80s, up in front of Evander. Yeah, that type of thing would have held weight. You know what I'm saying? See God manifest His side. See God manifests His wisdom through His equality. You know what I mean? Of building with. Yeah, God, we listen, man. We listen, man. I know all about making shit up. I know all about making shit up, God. But over time, I learned there's rules to this shit. Yeah, those was the days. Those was the days, West Coast wise. Those was the days, God. Listen, if those was the days, man, where you could stand out on the corner and just make shit up. You know, you ain't got no babies that got to live through this crazy shit you talking with you. You know what I'm saying? But you know, like I was saying earlier, through all those times going left, going down the wrong path, you know what I'm saying? Eventually I made my way back to the right path. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm going like this. I'm going like this, right? Now look, if you swimming 9,000 miles and you going like this, you fucking around and make it 20,000. See, if you go in a straight line, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. See, when you going like this, now you fucking around, you gotta go 20,000 miles. Um, I mean, we still get, these was the times, when we used to get bombed. You know what I'm saying? Like if the older brothers, they might be passing by the cipher, or we might be building with them about anything, or we might see the older guy and say knowledge, knowledge. Okay, what's knowledge, knowledge? Then you gotta go through it. Or you say something, knowledge born equality. If you ask them, they'll tell you no, knowledge born wisdom. And see, when we building on the mathematics, ain't that what we say? That the wisdom comes from knowledge. We don't say equality comes from knowledge when we building on the laws of mathematics. But when you making some shit up to sound fly, now all of a sudden knowledge born equality. So, like I told people, uh, fortunately, I've been bombed by the best. You know what I'm saying? If you've been in this knowledge for any length of time and you haven't been bombed, you've been around the wrong people. You've been around the totally wrong people. You know, uh, you know, and it was, I had times when it was like World War II, son. Like you say, imagine you look, you got Dumont, you know what I'm saying? You got Prince, you got Universal, you know what I'm saying? Uh, you know, look, and they got you in a circle, son. Imagine how that hot seat was, son. I've been there. I've been there. So that's how that's how I got to where I'm at. But at this point right here, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like, yeah, exactly. It's you look big head. Come show my list. I've been, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 brothers, man. That look, y'all, people know their names and know them as the great guys. But listen, man, you know, I haven't just seen these brothers at the rally when everything was all good and they was in a good mood teaching. Like, nah, it's times where brothers pissed off to the maximum of pistivity with me. You know what I'm saying? So that's, I guess, a funny story right there too. But yeah, we got any questions? Anybody got any questions about what we already was building on or anything else? And I meant to try to figure something out too. That Encyclopedia Brown was telling me. What's going on with the likes, yo? I just came over here. I just came over here. The likes is looking real short, man. Let's hit that like button, man. Do the each one teach one. See, the more people I have in the room, the more I can pretend I'm doing my duty in teaching. Ah, I see what I see, said the blind man. How do I this is what Encyclopedia Brown was trying to explain to me, but I didn't know what he was talking about. Ah, Motherland Gardens. Still, man. You see Motherland in a minute. Yeah, nah, I didn't know how to do that. When teaching the young, do you start with the knowledge seeds? Nah. Uh, I teach with uh, I go for the person with the most magnetic. You know what I'm saying? The person who appears to have the most influence, um, amongst a crowd. Because that's one of the most key parts. Freedom being 40 and above. Oh yeah, you talking about culture or freedom with 40 or more? Yeah, that's how it first came out. That's how it first came out. You went to the link. Oh yeah, yo, those are sold out, G. I got like a couple of left. You gotta you gotta hit the cash app. I got um I don't know, it's like less than 20. So yeah, if you want vinyl, you gotta jump on that. Pretty no, District 120. It's not the same thing. But yeah, the what's the name? He probably sent you the he probably sent you which link did he sent you to? The what you call it? Fat Beats link? But yeah, I got some left, but it's like less than 20, man. Right now, man, it's like this lockdown, man, that put a hurting on the earning potential because can't do no live, can you know what I'm saying? Everything is shut down. But in terms of that aspect, yeah, we did good. Yeah, I should by tomorrow night, you good. You good by tomorrow night. Do I advocate the black woman on 120? Um, I actually do. Um, but it's complicated. See, because the issue becomes, for me, right, is that uh especially in the society that we live in, you know what I'm saying? If something happens to you, you know, she's at least gotta have access to the lessons. Not saying that she's gonna be able to teach God to be God, but at least she got the files, you know what I'm saying? And she at least have some understanding. Yeah. Now we got some CDs left. But yeah, you're right. Nobody, we bought the CDs, but like you said, right now, people ain't really the vinyl, that's like a collector's thing. But, uh, this is an aspect right here, Queen Medina, where she said, see the problem with, uh, some women, this being a Hotep channel, of course, we got to do that disclaimer. Uh, is that you teach them 120 and they start going off the deep end. Right, Queen Medina. See, then they want to battle with you. That's some women who have that kind of mentality. And in terms of just the you know, that's probably the biggest single factor that I seen. Uh, probably the biggest factor, and this to me is what with all the stuff. What I'm saying. Just the society that we live in. You know what I'm saying? Uh, we live in a different world. You know what I'm saying? Like when Elijah Muhammad manifests these lessons, right? And he was talking about MGT and GCC. That was a world before, you know, especially what they call second wave and third wave feminism. You know what I'm saying? So now we in a different world where women is taught, differently from babies. You know what I'm saying? But to me, so like I said, because of the world we live in, you're gonna get into these battles if you teach them that and everything. But what I've seen, right, is that probably the biggest factor in children who was born in the nation remaining in the nation is if their mother is the earth. You see what I'm saying? This being a Hotep channel, you know what I'm saying? We're going to do a disclaimer, but this is the reality. You got a lot of women that's amongst us, right? And just like you got dudes that's around us for all types of fake reasons, you got a lot of women that's amongst us just because they like the brother. And then they come amongst, you know, the rally, they start coming to the events and everything. And they start coming to the events and everything. And then they, the sisterhood, you know what I'm saying, with the other earths or whatever, and they still coming around. But see, they never really absorb these teachings. You see, with a lot of them, because they never really absorbed these teachings, they wasn't able to really translate them to the, their ability to be the mother of civilization becomes compromised. Do you have female students other than family? I heard firstborn prince has one. Listen, I ain't even gonna get into that. I ain't even gonna get into that. But that's we're gonna let this remain Hotep for the day. But I'm not even going to get into that. You know, some people, man. Listen, man. I was there, son. I was there. You know, man. Listen, look, man. Take heads. Take what heads? Take them where? How? See, that's like one of those. That's one of those. The way you just put that, that could be taken. That could be taken a couple different ways. But listen, man, just stop it, man. Let's just change the topic, please, man. Let's just change the topic, man. Please, man. I know. Listen, I usually take any challenge, any question, any topic. Let's just leave that one alone, so my channel can remain hotep. The only thing I will say is this, man. If you think for 1 minute that out of all the people in this tree, that Prince only taught one woman, you need to have your brain cells adjusted. you know, you know, there's let's just change it. But yeah, I taught herbs too. But they're gonna have a different social equality. You know what I'm saying? Now you telling me to get out of six? See, look, like I said, let me leave it alone, man. let me leave, let me leave it alone, man. I don't want to look, man. You know, I got my sovereignty papers coming in a couple of days. You understand what I'm saying? You know, big YouTuber now. Everything's hotel. Proceed. Proceed. You said, what are some of the challenges? You mean like, yeah, you're right, Queen Medina. What about, how about the Knicks? let's go there. How about the Knicks? But when you say, what are some of the challenges halftime, what do you mean? RPV said, is it difficult because it's usually her God that builds with her? Who you talking? You talking about in general, or you talking about somebody specific? Teaching herbs. Um, Challenges. Well, of course, the first challenge. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I've never taught outside of modern society. You know what I'm saying? But I will say that you had less problems with this, like in the 80s and 90s. You know what I'm saying? But you know, probably the biggest challenge is in their mind, why can't I be God? See, the biggest challenge, right, is knowing how to uh, teach her about her being a supreme being. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what you're dealing with, right, and to the point where you could teach her that she's a supreme being, right, and that when we deal with equality, it's not one equals two because one does not equal two. It's one plus two equals three. You understand what I'm saying? Because we in a society right now that teaches them, you know, just once you start seeing those statistics, once you start seeing statistics, well, men make this much and women make that much. You understand what I'm saying? You know, uh, you're breeding competition. You understand what I'm saying? And so this is one of the main things, right? Is you know, getting them to understand, what equality is, right? And then being able to manifest that. Because see, what happens is, you teaching the black man's God, the black man's God, the black man's God, right? And then they don't really understand their role, especially in the modern universe. You see what I'm saying? If they look at the lessons, it's only teaching them about in the house. It says, how to act at home and abroad. So you do have the abroad part, but it's not as, that's not broken down the same way as how to sew, how to cook. You understand what I'm saying? How to keep a home. These things is detailed. But now, what is your role? You understand what I'm saying? As far as born in understanding. See, when you don't do that, you understand what I'm saying? Then, you know, I mean, with anybody, that's what happened for me in Christianity. They wasn't able to explain to me what my role is. How do I get God to speak to me? How do I tell him, like, look, right now I need a miracle. I don't even need nothing as big as Moses. I don't need you to part the sea, but I need a miracle right now. How I holler at you? And so I became uninterested. You know what I'm saying? Do you uh really know how to, teach them that they the mother of civilization and what that means? You know what I'm saying? You know, and just like I said, dealing with, the mathematics of these things. You understand what I'm saying? In terms of just like I said, you know, uh, we got to learn the sciences, the physics, the mathematics, the geometry, and all these things that it take to build, right? You know, they got sciences they got to learn too, you know, dealing with medicine, you understand what I'm saying? Dealing with nutrition, which is really the same thing. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying that there's science to that. You know what I'm saying? They got their plate full. But see, if you don't teach them that, then they want to eat off your plate. So I would say, that's probably the biggest, uh, challenge you're gonna have. You know what I'm saying? Especially in a society where uh you know people is not used to putting in the work. You know what I'm saying? You know, and this is a whole tough channel, but you know, observe their culture. You know what I'm saying? Especially certain women that, you know what I'm saying, they caught up in their physical appearance. You know what I'm saying? So you look at, say, YouTube, right? Now you got some sisters out there that's dropping signs, heavy signs. But the vast majority of the ones I seen, they got hair and makeup channels. You know what I'm saying? You know, channels talking about fashion. They got channels, talking about toxic masculinity. Because these is the things that just like we were saying how, people want to classify themselves as anything other than black to avoid um, being looked at as being on the bottom of everything. You know what I'm saying? These is the things that's pumped to women, that this is how, what's that level up. That's what they call it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Queen Medina, you know what I'm saying? All these types of things. So that's the main thing you gotta do with that. You know what I'm saying? If you only teach her about you, eventually she will stray away. Ah man, that's another issue, G. And uh uh that's why uh that's a certain science, man. You know, uh you know, that's a certain science that you brought up right there. God builds with his woman, but what if one meets the earth that got it from a guy like you and she flaming hot cheat on him? I mean, she flames you. More than likely you're not gonna uh you're not gonna be successful with her. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, that's another issue. You know what I'm saying? But that's why a lot of guys prefer to make their own earth. You know what I'm saying? That you should make your own earth. You know what I'm saying? Because that is true. Nobody wants to hear that. That this other brother over here tell you that. I don't care what he said. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that's a skill. You know what I'm saying? Being able to shine is a skill, and being able to reflect is a skill. And what I'm saying is that that skill is not taught, in the society that we live in. You know what I'm saying? You know, uh, like I said, just with the science of you know, put like this. You got some women that look at the science of reflecting, you know what I'm saying, as being equal. But it's I don't want to. We got to do a whole other. We got to do like a secret live with this stuff or something. I don't lose my hotel status. But I mean, that's not a challenge for me. That's a challenge for the brothers. You know what I'm saying? Whoever he is, he's got to know, from the knowledge degree in the 140 to the build degree in the 140. He better know it very well. He better know how to draw this water up. He better know how to till the land. He better know how to take 24,896 to a perfect 25,000 square miles. Damn, Bishop is stupid. Yeah, Queen Medina make a good point right there. You know, you gotta be able to teach the woman how to take the devil off her planet too. You gotta be able to take the devil off her planet, wherever the case may be. But see, her knowing how to act at home and abroad is ultimately about her keeping the devil off her planet, even when you're not around. Should I guess the same type of conversation has come up when you talk Caucasian people? Um, what do you mean? No, no, no. I never had uh any type of like similar situations. You know what I'm saying? Teaching women is teaching Caucasian people. Queen Medina said, if the female earns more than the male, then the female should give her check to the male as head of the household. Nowadays, if I make more than the man, he ain't shit. And see, that's because the equality is in the wrong place. You see what I'm saying? Whatever the situation may be, whoever the person see, and that's setting about equality right there too. Is that, women is funny with equality like that. If they've been taught in that type of mentality where what they expect from you, right, is not the equality that they will show you. you know, like right now, if there was a channel with dudes talking about leveling up by meeting a woman with a good job, this channel would be ridiculed. So that's but right now to me that's the biggest challenge is that we and then that's what brothers too, what I'm saying, is that the modern society, what I'm saying, that we got to update everything to what's going on around people right now. You know what I'm saying? So some ways that the world is and that the way the world activates is different from when I first was getting knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So, those are some of the barriers. Uh, yeah, we gotta do. I can't say these things. I can't say these things. I can't say these things. Well, I don't know if Earths have channels like that. I know they watch channels like that. You know, and then to me, uh, a lot of even the channels that's supposed to be righteous. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the people that you look at as having, you know, some type of culture about them. You know what I'm saying? Some type of refinement about them, some type of civilization about them. But you selling the P funk. You understand what I'm saying? It's it's a strange world out there right now. Ah man, see, first of all, let me do my whole disclaimer right here. Don Bishop said, look at the story of Lilith in biblical history when she said once she had said knowledge, she would not gravitate around Adam anymore because she saw herself as God as well. You know, uh, I'll let you say it. Kendra Rowland said, level up sometimes means I need to explore my options, and explore my options usually means need to open myself up to a colored man. I mean, well, look, I'll tell you this much. You know, I've been fortunate enough to reach the age, you know what I'm saying, where uh, I've seen that that could be that's a slippery slope. That's a slippery slope for women. You know what I'm saying? They rolling the dice on a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So, I got a lot of women that grew up with me, you know what I'm saying, in my age group that, they never got to born understanding. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, emotionally, physically, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes uh, options can be a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Too many options, you know what I'm saying? And then, you always, you know, uh, like when you got too many options, right? They got something called opportunity. What is it? Opportunity cost. You know what I'm saying? An opportunity cost is, I'm not exactly sure. I first heard it in the realm of business. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, if I invest my money in something, right? Now I invested it in that, I can't invest it in something else. You see what I'm saying? And so if that other thing ends up, multiplying more than this thing that I invested it in, that's the opportunity cost. So let's say I put $100 and then I got back $150, right? But then over here, right, I could have put that $100 and got back $200, right? That's the opportunity cost. You see what I'm saying? So when you have all these options, right, and so now you keep, uh, the opportunity cost of making every decision. You see what I'm saying? Can can make you end up not making a decision. You know what I'm saying? Or making a decision when it's too late. So hot Cheetos. let the queens build on it. I mean, yeah, that's a good idea. You know, uh, what do the queens feel uh was their biggest barrier to to uh to to getting the knowledge? You know what I'm saying? We going in the Bible, going in Don Bishop expertise. Man, listen, there's you know, you got Ursa to rally that the brother that gave him the knowledge fell victim years ago. You know what I'm saying? And he like I said, she just was really, coming around because she liked him. And now she's still here, but she never had the teaching. He didn't even have the teachings. So, that's a that's a long story, but see, that's where you get a lot of all this goddess stuff and all of that because these people don't really have the teachings. Illuminati, the L gang. You said they never asked why can't I be God if I live right. Like that's just a part of see, a lot of that stuff came about, right, from the science of sociology. See, in the science of sociology, that's when you come through and you're saying, okay, how many people live in this house? You know, what is the life expectancy of everybody? How much money does this person earn and that person earn? See, before that, everything went according to families. Like when they say women didn't have the right to vote because it wasn't that men voted, families voted. And the man was the person who went down and casted the vote for the family. But see, once they start separating people according to these social categories, right? Demographics and all of these things that we used to right now. We used to understand these concepts. At one time, these concepts didn't even exist. So, like I said, that's just a way that the world developed, in the time since the lessons was written. When the lessons was written, MGT and GCC was a must. You know what I'm saying? That was a requirement for women. You know what I'm saying? The science of Elijah Muhammad teaching MGT and GCC, which for you to raise, it really probably wasn't too many women that didn't already know how to cook and how to sew and all these things, but it's about knowing how to cook the righteous foods, how to keep the home in a righteous way, as opposed to, you know, knowing how to make, you know, the best baked ham in the town. You understand what I'm saying? You had that. Like, in my family, it was certain people that if they made chitlins, people come from out of state. People come from out of state because of how good this chitlins was. You know, but it's a different world, man. It's a different world. Yeah, y'all gonna mess up my subscribers. Y'all gonna mess up my subscriber count with this question. I might lose some subscribers behind this here, man. That's another thing. Uh, with that Y equals self. When brothers say we the Y chromosome, that's a little bit crazy. If you really think about it, that's a little bit crazy. You said you got to be able to hotepfully and properly show and explain the laws of the universe and the mathematical orders of operation, where she reaches proper understanding of herself. You know, uh, you know, uh, you know, and this being a hotep channel and everything, there's some things that you can fix in your head this kind of idea, right? But then it's not really natural to you. And when you attempt to live it out, that's when you see. You know what I'm saying? And so you see a lot of things that uh like for instance, and this is really, I'm gonna risk my hotep status right here. You ever notice how much women, you have women who they mantra is that, yo, they don't want to give a man no money. They never give a man no money. I never give a man no money. You know, to some degree, that's them trying to convince themselves. Because see, their nature is to add on with us. Their nature, you know what I'm saying? Both of our nature is to be great with each other. And so a lot of these mantras, man, is just people trying to convince themselves because they have these natural propensities to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? To come together. You see what I'm saying? So you have to actively think about separation. You understand what I'm saying? And that's in a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you got somebody that you see as an opponent, you have to actively, constantly think about, you know, engaging in enemy activity with them. So to a certain degree, you got to hotepfully explain things, but uh, at some level, you gotta be yourself. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be man. You understand what I mean? So that you could be God. What's going on? Uh-oh. Looks like looks like something happened over here. Apparently I've broached some topics here. I don't know if the feminist police the feminist police have caught up to me. My screen is frozen. Oh man. All right, here it goes back. I'm back in. I think I'm back in effect here. The link. Hold on. Let me put the link here. See what I find with a lot of colored people that be interested in the knowledge, right? Is they've seen they they've seen the truth, meaning just through their family. You know what I'm saying? Like I actually knew a dude. You know what I'm saying? And one day, we was talking, and he was like, "Yeah, one thing my pops always taught me, man, never trust white people." He was a white kid from Long Island. So that's they kind of already seen. They understand, you know what I'm saying? And uh with a lot of them, it's actually kind of easy teaching them. You know what I'm saying? You know, because they have even more firsthand experience with the establishment than we do. You know what I'm saying? You take somebody like me, I haven't really been around that many of them. You know what I'm saying? But from they, from they, from they first lines, or from they firsthand experience. I mean, they've seen. Like for instance, one thing that impresses a lot of them, right, is the equality that exists amongst original people. You know what I'm saying? Like they was like, yo, the way y'all, like if y'all fighting, y'all go crazy on that. But when y'all have equality with each other, the way y'all give each other y'all last, you know, they be like, yo, white people won't do that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of them is yeah, I teach in my family. There's people listen because see, especially when we go down. Well, I ain't never had chitlins. Yeah. I know somebody made chitlins in New York, but down south, my family lives right by the Georgia, South Carolina state lines. You know what I'm saying? So we got family in Savannah, Georgia too. You know what I'm saying? And if the right person was making chitlins, people would come from Georgia to South Carolina. I mean, we're not talking about going from here to Cali. Like this trip is, actually, I won't even say how long it is because I don't recall. You know what I'm saying? But it's not far. You know what I'm saying? It's a normal. I guess it's like going from like somewhere uptown in the Bronx out to like uh South Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you have people that cross those lines, man. You know what I'm saying? Just for some chitlins. You know. So this is what Elijah had to deal with, you know what I'm saying, when you say how to cook, it don't mean, how high to make the flame and all that. They already know that. You know what I'm saying? But how to cook in a way that's nutritional. You see, the problem with all these analyzing the Y chromosome is that we got the X and the Y chromosome in us. If you only got the Y chromosome, you probably retarded. You know what I'm saying? Or let me not say, because that's supposed to be a slur right now. This being a Hotep channel, but you probably mentally challenged, huh? Now all this stuff with the arms and stuff. Bishop, there's no arms on the chromosome. Nah, that was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. Hold on, we got Queen Medina in the background, about to bring her up. But that was a long time ago, West Coast wise. I've grown since then. Yeah, chitlins, I ain't gonna front. I didn't understand that. Like, I remember I came in the house the very first time I ever experienced chitlins. Come in the house, I'm like, yo, man, why it smell like doo doo in here? That was crazy, man. But let's bring Queen Mecca, man. Queen Medina, I mean, and let her give some of her point of view on these things.
Peace.
Peace.
How you doing? I missed you. Missed
All right,
y'all.
no doubt. Well, in fact, I was about to ask you what you doing on like Friday and Saturday. I'm gonna be sanitizing the school. Like, we got the machine where you it's like a fogging machine or something. You know what I'm saying? But you put like the disinfectant in there, and then you know what I'm saying, I spray it, and then we gotta wipe everything down. So I was gonna call Powerful Knowledge. Powerful Knowledge, he be at the school on those days. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? If we had a group of people, we could knock that out. We can knock that out quick.
Yes, I'm definitely, I'll bring my little crew.
All right. But go ahead though. What you wanted to add on?
I don't know. It's a Hotep channel. I don't like that. This ain't no Hotep channel.
So except man.
No, this is straight for accept it or reject it. We don't do Hotep. No, it ain't for everybody. Come on.
See, I'm gonna let you.
I can
I
do
gotta
that.
let you say that. See, that's one of
Am
the
I lying
privileges.
though?
See, one of the privileges of membership is that you can say what you want to
Wow.
say. See, like when people say, well, why black people say nigga? Yeah, cause I'm down, son. I could do that.
I can't see the chat no more when I'm online.
The what?
I can't see the chat no more. I gotta go on
Oh, you
another
gotta.
computer.
It's the button. You gotta. It's a button that says chat at the bottom of the screen. Cause see, like how y'all talk about the Knicks. See, I can't talk about the Knicks like that. See, if I'm talking to somebody else who's a Knicks fan, we can talk about all that. It's cool. But see, when you got people who lost their team to OKC and they want to talk about the Knicks, nah. See, we don't want. Yeah, membership always has its privileges. See what I'm saying? They see me and my sister, we might be talking about my mom's, and we might say certain crazy stuff that she do. You understand what I'm saying? We could do that. You see what I'm saying? But if somebody else said something about my mom's, we might have to take it there. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just listening. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You know, we got people. Look, I got a guy from St. Louis. I got a guy from St. Louis, Mr. VCR, Mr. VC Realm. He wants to talk too. You know, he didn't mention that, and after I mentioned that, uh, they lost the Rams. Now he don't want to talk. It's just how the cookie crumbles. Yeah, the Knicks. Yeah, Knicks got some coaching. We got some nice young players. We about to make this thing happen. But Queen Medina, what have you seen as the one of the biggest reasons where, like you said, it's accepted or rejected? What is one of the biggest reasons that you see females rejecting it?
That's my Kali my. You know who Kali is in the background. I don't know how to do it, but Kali. I why they don't stay in the nation?
Well, first, why they have a don't are not interested, in the knowledge.
Too many rules and regulations. Some of them don't want to give up the pork. And then when you say that the black man is God, and then they're not God, like you said it, they're not understanding their place. Once they understand their place and appreciate it, that's a makes a big difference.
Yeah, because one thing I always understood, like, to me, and this is just in my mind, but to me, being the earth is more powerful than being a goddess. Like, you got people
Y'all
that
can't
say,
even have no babies.
yeah, you just a goddess of some small portion. You know what I'm saying? Like, you the goddess of the wind. But the earth is all that. Like, I never understood that part neither. In terms of, how that terminology came into us as something, where a woman feels like this is an elevated state to be able to say she's a goddess over saying you the earth. Like, we don't come from goddesses. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking
Yes.
about as we don't come from goddesses. We come from the earth. So uh, I think sometimes maybe brother is not defining what the earth is. You know what I'm saying? In a clear enough way where they can see it.
Where they see their place and how they fit in.
Hmm.
Absolutely.